The magnitude 8.9 earthquake that struck Japan Friday was just the latest in a string of extremely powerful quakes in recent years.
This is a potentially catastrophic disaster.
In Washington, President Obama pledged U.S. assistance. He said a U.S. aircraft carrier is already in Japan and other U.S. ships are heading for the country. Partially submerged buildings were surrounded by water and debris. Fires were still burning, and trapped residents were waiting to be rescued.
And more than 4 million buildings in Tokyo and surrounding areas lost power soon after the quake.
Japan declared its first ever states of emergency for 5 nuclear reactors at 2 different power plants after the units lost cooling ability in the aftermath of the earthquake. And thousands of people living near the power plants were ordered to evacuate.
Japan's nuclear safety agency is saying more than 100 people could have been exposed to radiation.
The meteorological agency says a 7.3-meter tsunami wave hit Fukushima Prefecture in northeastern Japan.
It's hard to imagine. Just try to think in a piece of seafloor around 250 miles length and around 40-50 miles width that is moving just all of a sudden in a couple of minutes, moving up all the water that is above it, in a couple of minutes. That's something around a magnitude 8.9 earthquake.
And look at that, what we see. Look at the Miyagi Prefecture at this time, a tsunami engulfing such a large part of the area. Homes being flooded along with farms in Miyagi Prefecture, Sendai City. Major earthquake hitting Japan Friday afternoon.
These reactors have shut down, so they're no longer generating electricity, but the cores remain very, very hot, and so those cores need to be cooled. And if the cooling systems fail, then the temperature of the cores can rise, and that can lead to a variety of different sorts of incidents in which radiation may be released into the environment.
Japanese officials said an electricity outage early Sunday morning at another reactor in the same complex, Unit 3, caused another emergency. Without power, the cooling system failed. Workers are trying to restore power and prevent the worst case, a meltdown. Japan's nuclear safety agency is saying more than 100 people could have been exposed to radiation. But Japan's Prime Minister, Naoto Kan, insisted everything is under control. Still, government officials are playing it safe, doubling the size of the evacuation zone around the plant to 12 miles and scanning everyone for radiation.
In various places, oil terminals erupted in flames. Fire crews unable to do anything.
And this is a look, once again, at Kamaishi City in Iwate Prefecture. And it looks like the tsunami has been engulfing the port.
All the same, this bears the hallmarks of a disaster of absolutely historic proportions.